This is a thank you card that I received here at St. Andrew a couple of weeks ago. It's wonderful, some finches on the cover. But you open it up and you don't need to worry about reading it because I've got it here and I'll read it to you. It was written by a woman named Mary Ann, who is a member of our community. She is a client of Senior Community Services. This is a program, a nonprofit, that helps seniors stay in their homes a little bit longer, caring for them, doing some basic chores, and those kinds of things. They're a partner of St. Andrew. And so she wrote on the left-hand side of the card, she said, St. Andrew Lutheran Church, and to Sue, who delivered the goodie bag to me at Christmas time. This was part of our holiday giving campaign, and she got a present and some goodies delivered by a St. Andrew member on her front doorstep. All the contents were of use to me and brought joy during the Christmas and the New Year. Your generous heart and thoughtfulness will always be remembered. My love to all who participated, Mary Ann. But then on the right-hand side of the screen, she said, back in November of 2015, a group from your church came and raked leaves from my big yard and later brought me pictures of the procedure of this happening. And members of the group were, and she listed all dozen people from St. Andrew 8 years ago who raked her yard. What did I do when I got this card in the mail a couple weeks ago? I went right into our database and I sent this card, the copies that you see here, to each of the persons and said, you never know a simple thing that was done 8 years ago. She has your list of names of people on her desk, and she's thanking you here 8 years later. A couple of these kids are about to graduate college. I don't even know their email addresses anymore, but I trust that their parents can pass along these words. She's someone who received something 8 years ago. She's paying it forward to me because I just happen to be the person who opened the envelope here at St. Andrew. And I'm going to pay it forward to these families who did that 8 years ago, let alone Sue, who did it last month and dropped off those Christmas presents. When did you receive, when you were overwhelmed and you were grateful, and that compelled you then to take the next step or to think about what it might be like to do the same to someone else? Many years ago, Michelle and I, my wife and I, had gotten home from the hospital. And Michelle had been the patient, and she was already asleep in the bedroom because she was completely exhausted. And I was out all alone in the living room, and I'd lined up on the counter in the kitchen these 6 bottles of medication that the hospital had filled and we had brought home for her. And one was take every 4 hours with food, take every 4 hours without food, take at night, take a day, you know the drill. I was so exhausted that even the very task of trying to get those medications sorted out was way more than I could handle. It was one of those moments. It was also one of those moments that there was a knock at the door from one of our neighbors. And they saw exactly what I was trying to do, and they said, Peter, we'll figure it out for you. I have never forgotten that because I needed it. And frankly, as a pastor, I'm with many of you in circumstances that I need to think carefully about how you are and how you're sorting and processing. And I try to channel stories like that from my past because it helps me think about the needs of the person that is in my office or that's at the funeral home or wherever. You know what I mean? In order for us to give and to serve the way Jesus is talking, we also have to be able to receive, but receive deeply. And to see what it feels like, to know what it's like to be able to say, thank you for helping me, and then perhaps we can carry it forward and it becomes something that's a gift given the next time. And so we serve, and all the boats go up in the harbor. One thing's for sure, You will never be able to outgive and outserve Jesus. We are 2,000 years post Jesus' resurrection, and sometimes it's hard to make sense of all of those things that Jesus said and did. I get it. Long time ago. But there are times and circumstances where when we're putting on this, I will serve you like a servant, I will wash your feet, I will heal you, and I will die for you, when they become much more personal. And we can see God in the flesh once again before us. We will never be able to outserve Jesus. We'll never be able to outgive Jesus. But we can try, as we trust in God's love of us, even when we fail, we can try to serve others in the same way that he served us. That's my hope and prayer. That, I think, is what helps us all get out of bed in the morning. What's the way that I can serve you and serve the people around me today, Lord? What might your week look like if this was part of your conversation? Jesus, serve me, I will serve others. And let's do it again. So thank you for coming, and thank you for serving alongside me. I can't do it all, and you can't do it all. But there's lesser service and there's greater service. When it's all done together, it's good. It's God's call.